说中文。
Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hello, this is Chinese Pod. My name is Ken Carroll.
Hi, I'm Jenny.
Now, we have a newbie lesson today. I think it's relatively challenging, but don't worry if you haven't studied a lot of Chinese before, because we'll make this accessible to you in just a few minutes.
对
Jenny, tell us something about this. Let's preview it for a second.
We're in the office.
In the office.
And we've got a delivery.
A delivery.
Yes.
From a courier comes in, looking for someone.
And looking for this person to sign.
That's right. Now, there is one slightly challenging vocabulary item, and it is the verb to sign or to put your signature on something. And would you just tell us what that is, please, Jenny?
It's 签名签名
签名
对
sounds like a first and a second tone.
That's correct.
Could we hear it again, please?
签名签名
And that means
to sign.
to sign or to give a signature.
Yes.
What about an autograph? Is that also?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, to give an autograph is also a
签名
签名.
Do you give a lot of those?
No, but if you like, I could possibly arrange one for you, Jenny. So yeah, this is, as I said, fairly challenging newbie, but don't worry about it because we're going to look at it in some detail. So let's go to the office. Let's try to get into the mood, as it were, and let's listen 3 times, and then we'll slowly put the whole thing together.
All right. Dialogue, first time.
谁是王明？
啊，我是。
你的东西，请签名。
好，谢谢。
Second time.
谁是王明？
啊，我是。
你的东西，请签名。
好，谢谢。
Third time.
谁是王明？
啊，我是。
你的东西，请签名。
好，谢谢。
Okay. Let's do the translation.
谁是王明？
Is there anybody here called Wang Ming?
谁是王明？
Which of you is Wang Ming?
谁是王明？啊，我是。
That's me.
啊，我是。
I am.
啊，我是。你的东西，请签名。
Something for you. Please sign here.
你的东西，请签名。
There's something here for you. Please sign.
你的东西，请签名。好，谢谢。
All right, thanks.
好，谢谢。
Okay, thank you.
好，谢谢。I have to say, I love courier service in China.
Why?
It's so efficient and so cheap.
Yes, really cheap.
You know, on average, a same city courier delivery within the same day costs about 10块 or sometimes 5块 人民币.
Yeah, a couple of dollars, couple of US dollars max.
One,
Yeah,
$1.5.
sometimes yeah, it's really cheap. Yeah, and it's very reliable.
It's something that has contributed to our miraculous economic growth.
It could be.
Logistics are important, you know?
They are. Logistics can be quite good in China, depending on what you're talking about. But certainly, yeah, I agree. The old courier services are rather salubrious.
Yes.
Yes. Whatever that means.
That was a big word.
Yes. Now, so what does he say when he walks into the room? He says,
谁是王明？谁是王明？
Now let's take it from the back. So there is a name, and that name is
王明。王明。
Wang Ming. Sounds like 2 second tones.
That's right.
Could we hear it again?
Wang Ming.
Wang Ming.
Very generic.
It is. Let's look at it for a second. Now, first of all, the surname, of course, is
Wang.
Wang. Possibly, certainly in the top 5 most common names in China, if not the most, or one of them anyway. And second tone. Now, the second name is also second tone. Let's listen to this.
Ming.
Ming. Now, so Wang Ming is boy's name, girl's name?
Boys.
Boy. Yeah.
I think 90% of people who has the character Ming in their name of man.
So it's considered a masculine name.
对.
Yeah.
Even though it might not sound particularly masculine to you.
I don't know, because the Ming, what does it connotate?
It means bright.
It literally means bright.
Whether bright as in smart or as in a ray of light.
A ray of light, okay. So the associations are brightness, smarts, and stuff like that. Okay. Not bad for a very common name. Okay, so you, of course, it could be Wang Ming or any of the other
Zhang Ming, Li Ming.
They're all common surnames. Now, but he asked the question, who is?
谁是?
Now, I've translated that literally because the word for who is
谁?
And the verb to be?
是.
Now, the way he actually says it, literally translated, is who is Wang Ming? What he means is, of course, is there anybody by the name Wang Ming here, which is a very long and complex way to say something he says in 4 syllables. Can we hear it?
谁是王明? 谁是王明?
Now we can infer from the context that he's looking for someone. You might tend to say, who is Wang Ming in that sense? You have a TV interview or the talk show host. Tell us who is Wang Ming. Tell us who this real Wang Ming is. But this is how it's done anyway in normal conversation. Now Wang Ming picks up on this and says,
我是. 我是.
我是, I am.
对, and is simply a sound that acknowledges something.
That is correct. That's a good translation of it right there. Yeah. So 我是, that's me.
Yes.
I am. Now this is your thing.
你的东西.
Now 东西 meaning
objects,
thing,
things,
object,
stuff.
yes. And the expression yours.
你的.
你的. So put them together, you get
你的东西.
your stuff. Now, we would, in English, the courier wouldn't say your stuff. He would say something else. I don't know what he would say, but he wouldn't say your stuff. He would say something else. Oh, fair enough. We all agree on that. But in China, he says
你的东西.
你的东西. Yeah. Now, this could happen in a million contexts. Somebody's walking away from the table and they forgot something. You say,
你的东西.
你的东西. You forgot your stuff. Your stuff. So literally translated, it means your things. Okay. Now he asks him to do that verb that we mentioned at the beginning of the lesson, and that is
请签名. 请签名.
Now, the verb to sign is
签名.
签名 once again. And he's asking the person to please do it, and that is
请.
Now, notice that that's a third tone, right?
Correct.
It sinks and it rises.
请签名.
请签名. That's it. So please sign. And of course, Wang Ming is going to be happy to do that. He's just received a 东西 of some sort. So he says,
好，谢谢. 好，谢谢.
Now, what a great little way to end any sort of exchange. 好，谢谢. It's very nice, very polite.
Yes.
好 meaning literally
Good.
good.
Great.
That's fine. I am in agreement. And 谢谢, of course, means thank you.
Yes.
So that's how it happens. Well, let's listen to that 3 more times. I'd like to just ask you a little bit more after that about common names in China.
Welcome back to another installment of Chinese Pod Trivia. And the question for you is, for what test does Chinese Pod offer preparation services for? Is it A, the polygraph, B, the colonoscopy, C, the HSK test, or D, the CAT scan?
The CAT scan?
Ooh, sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, the HSK test. That's right, Chinese Pod will thoroughly prepare you to pass this rigorous test of proficiency in Chinese. ChinesePod.com/HSK.
大 Dialogue first time.
谁是王明？
啊，我是。
你的东西，请签名。
好，谢谢。
Second time.
谁是王明？
啊，我是。
你的东西，请签名。
好，谢谢。
Third time.
谁是王明？
啊，我是。
你的东西，请签名。
好，谢谢。
Well, speaking of common names,
Yes.
Wang Ming
Yes.
was certainly a common name. It's a textbook name. In
yeah.
many Chinese textbooks for foreigners.
There's always a
it
Wang Ming.
appears, yeah.
It's kind of like the Run Dick Run equivalent, the Wang Ming. There's always a Wang
Like
Ming.
Peter Smith equivalent.
Yeah, or even John Smith. And it's like, why is Wang Ming? He really gets around this fella, you know. He's always in all the textbooks.
对.
But it's a really common name. Yeah.
And I said it was a common name.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about that. That was interesting. You mentioned that earlier. Tell me about that.
20 or 30 years ago,
Yeah.
it was certainly, the norm
Yeah.
was to name your child with something common,
Yeah.
widely used, uniform.
Well, what you didn't want to do was like to stand out from the crowd too
对.
much, right? So a nice, safe name like Wang Ming, you couldn't go too far wrong.
Yeah,
right?
even with my generation, I remembered in primary school, we had two pairs of people who had exactly the same names. So the teacher had to say like, 男王明,女王明, boy 王明, girl 王明.
That's interesting. Because it's possible there's so many Wang Mings, it's certainly in a certain generation. They could walk into a crowded room and say Wang Ming, and three people turn around and say, huh?
They should have a party of Wang Mings.
Oh, Wang Mings. Yeah, that's
对,
interesting.
a yearly gathering of Wang
Generally
Ming.
speaking, actually, Chinese names, they use a much smaller repertoire of names, generally speaking, than say in the United States.
But now that has changed quite a lot.
Yeah, the given names are getting all sort of fancy and different and unique.
Zhuzhed up.
Yeah.
Now, even you can see 3 character names.
That's right.
So there's a surname and followed by
Yeah.
3 characters.
Yeah, wow.
对.
And even very unique and unusual characters. Even characters that the kid goes to school and says, that's my name.
Teacher
He's like,
couldn't,
I never even heard
couldn't
of that
read it.
character. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, in and of itself, the subject of names in China is a fascinating thing, but not one we have time to delve into at any more depth. We hope that lesson was useful.
Yes, and for more on this lesson and much, much more variety of Chinese related things, go to ChinesePod.com.
Yes, and you'll see us there.
对,
Okay, time to go.
再见.
再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number
1088.
So just go to www.chinesepod.com/1088 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/1088.